What is happening, YouTube? Spectre here, and you join me today on this. This is my first ever motorcycle that I bought back when I was 17. It's a Honda CG125. It's 1999. Today is a monumental day. This bike's been off the road for a decade. I've recently got it back. I've been quietly fixing it up, and today I am taking it for its first MOT since 2013. Look how cool it looks, man. Look at it. Oh, I love this little thing. It's objectively quite crap. It's biblically slow. It's still quite sick. You know, it is getting better, but realistically it needs to be used now. So we're going to see whether we pass. I'm hopeful, but not optimistic. Should we say that? We'll see. That headlight is full brightness. That's actually the actual headlight. If I rev it, it gets brighter. I like here on the back roads, obviously, because this thing is very slow and not all that well. So I've got a really wiggly route planned down here and then around. Oh, and it's raining, because of course it fucking is. Of course it is. Oh, this good sun recently. MOT day, rain. And I do have to cross a river at some point. There is a ford, and I haven't been down these roads before, and I don't know whether I'll fit on the bridge, but we'll find out. Let's go. Yep, that's it. That's all of it. Oh, feel the power. Who needs the Magna, huh? Who needs a V4? Who needs 87 horsepower? No. Honda CG. It had, I think, 10 or 11 horsepower when it was new 25 years ago. I think it's probably on about 8 right now. Like I say, it's not 100%. It could do with the carbs coming off, really. It could probably do with a proper internal clean, but I can't be asked for one, and I don't really have the technical knowledge for another. So we're going to see how we get on. So I think there's a left. Yes, here. You have to turn your indicators on quite a long way in advance. No, go on. Oh, he's going to be behind me now, and he's going to be quicker. Yeah, you have to turn the indicators on quite a long time in advance. There's a real, like, delay where the power gets through. It's such a weird little thing to ride. I have missed it, though. I've missed the simplicity. I love how light it is. And, you know, these roads, as much as I've picked these roads just to help other traffic more than anything, this is the sort of roads I want to be riding on this. The roads where they start getting a little bit small, a little bit scratchy for the Magna, but something like this is perfect. Hello, pigeons. I'll say it's been sat in storage since 2013 or 2014 maybe. Indicator, squeak, squeak, squeak. I had this bike when I was 17. It's my first motorcycle. I had a scooter when I was 16. That's wide open, by the way. I'm a heavy guy, but I should say as well, as much as it's sick, I'm a very heavy guy, so you can imagine this bike is it's almost 2 up. I had this bike when I was 17. I rode it for 2 years on my CVT, and then when I turned 19 I got my A2 license, and unfortunately I couldn't afford to run 2 bikes at the time. So once I got my first quote-unquote big bike, which was my disastrously shit Virago 535, this bike was resigned to the garage. And it stayed there in a shed at my parents' house until about 3 months ago. I've been wanting it back with me for a long time, just to keep it safe more than anything. Like it was relatively safe there, but you know, my relationship with my parent is deteriorating by the day, and they were talking about moving it to a different location, which was going to be a lot less safe. No, that's private. So the next one, there's a left somewhere up here. I very vaguely remember the route. Emphasis on very. Is there a left? It might not be. I think it might be on this road until. Oh, we'll work it out. on the Magna, this is about a 20-minute journey, give or take. I'll give myself an hour on this. Yeah, because I'm expecting some issues. This is gorgeous, though. I say this is exactly what I want this bike for. Is for exploring little tiny lanes where, you know, I don't have too much power to worry about. I don't have to be too worried about, oh, I'm going to drop the Magna, it's so rare and it's so, you know, nice. Not that this isn't nice, of course, but parts are extremely cheap for CGs. And fucking hell, I hope that was a butterfly. I don't know what that was. Just getting out, getting it, exploring. Look at this. Look at this. This is spectacular. The obligatory private no entry signs everywhere, but look at it, man. Back roads of Cornwall. I should give myself another gear there, because this is getting a bit much for the old drum brakes. Cable operated drums, of course, front and rear. No brake fluid. This is as simple a bike as it's possible to have. I'd argue it's even simpler than a Honda C90. Manual gearbox, squeak squeak squeak. Manual gearbox, kick start only, no electric start, no starter motor. The battery is just for the lights. You can start the bike without the battery even fitted. It's, you know, effectively a, well, like a resistor really, or a capacitor, so it takes a bit of the charge. Oh my god, look at this. Hey ponies, I've never been down there. I've never been down these roads. Like I say, I take the bigger roads. Ford. We're gonna see how bad it is, because it's not that I don't want to get the bike wet. Oh, I'm gonna have to, aren't I? But I did whitewalling on the tyres. I don't want to wash it off. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, so as I get like kickstart only. You know, there's no switch gear on the right hand at all. There's no kill switch. It's so basic. There's no brake fluid because it's cable operated drums. It's crazy simple. And you know, I've mentioned this bike in a few of my videos recently, and you'll have seen updates on my Instagram if you're over there. Aha. Okay, so it's a left here, and then there's a right just after the. Yes. So this is where I normally come down if I'm going this way, which is up towards Lanston. I normally come down this road for the back roadway, but I've had to invent a even more back roadway because there's quite a big hill. That hill we just came down, we're going to have to go back up at some point, and there's the hill up here, which is a bit much for the little thing, so dive across there before they get here. Check they're not coming down here. Good, good, good. Okay. Now this is the one that I'm liable to overshoot because flood, that's reassuring. Because there's a left turn coming up and I have no idea where. This is why I avoided the big roads, because I'm doing 17 up this hill. Come on, little fella, let's go. Oh lordy. Yeah, I need the run up here, son. Thank you, sir. Oh, stunning though. Hello. See, I had this bike, it was in storage. I rescued it recently. I actually carried it from Plymouth in my Kangoo, which was ideal. It was so easy to get it going again. I did a service, I got a service kit, Moto for everything, of course. And I, bloody hellfire. I changed the oil filter, air filter, spark plug, battery. And that was more or less it. And then drained all the fuel out, because apparently, I thought I'd left it dry stored. Apparently I had it. Apparently it was full of fuel. Not to sound like Gandalf, but I have no memory of this place. 1 second. Let me just do a quick Saddlebag 73 gate. Let's check the old Google Maps. It's a very whimsical way of riding. You know, it's not serious at all. And I love it. It's so much fun. Of course, my fucking lock screen in as well. Let's take a little snap just to remember it by. Remember the moment. Right. Let me come back to you after I know where the fuck I am. Okay, it's that way. Came up there, and it's this way. So that was the left turn I was thinking of. Let me give you a little wipe as well. Really have to keep the speed down because the brakes are not as good as they are on other bikes. Oh, we're into fourth though, look at this. 35. It's such a silly bike, you know. When you get to these small capacity bikes, it's a completely different riding experience. You know, on the Magna I'm enjoying the road and I'm enjoying the speed, and not that ride quick, but you know, I'm enjoying the performance, I'm enjoying the acceleration. On this, I'm enjoying the surroundings and the vistas. I'm enjoying the silly, whimsical nature of riding this tiny little bike that I look ridiculous on. And I think there's a good balance to be had in having both types of bike. That's sharp they looked. Both types of bike in your garage, and I think it's yeah, it's good for you. You can have the quick and the serious, then you can have these little silly ones as well. And you know, I've no idea what I'm going to be using this bike for really. Like, I'll be doing this sort of stuff, but realistically I'm not going to be doing big miles on this. I just wanted it on the road, A, so I could insure it, so if it ever gets nicked or whatever, but B, just so it was not going to rot away. Like, bikes need to be used, they need to have, they're just going to seize up if it just sits there. It was good to get it on the road and get everything moving, get the engine moving, and even if I only do like 500 miles a year, who cares? It's 24 quid a year tax, which is 2 quid a month. The insurance was like 50 quid to go from just the Magna to a multi-bike insurance, and technically this was only like 12 quid for the premium for this actual bike. Absolutely cheap as chips, and so long as it passes the MOT, it shouldn't cost me too much there either. I'm a little bit hesitant on the corners just because I don't really know how these tyres perform. These are new tyres. They're quite square profile, which is an unusual thing for me. And also, I never really did this sort of riding when I had this bike before, when I was 17. I owned this bike in the city, and I basically just rode it in the city. I didn't really take it outside very much, like out into the country roads very much. So I don't really know how it rides in anger really. But it's good, we can learn together. I've had a bike 55 out of it, flat out, like properly flat out, on the flat. I think, I mean, they're supposed to do like 60, 65. Obviously I'll say it's not running perfectly, for one, and for another, I'm very heavy. See, normally I'd be quite annoyed about being stuck behind a tractor towing a massive tank of shit, but if anything, I'll hold them up at the moment. God, you can tell it's been wet though. Look how bogged out his rear tyres are, because they've clearly had to lower the pressure so they don't sink into the mud. Oh, there's a pod there, nice. So with this bike, for the time being, I've just been focusing on getting it mechanically sound-ish. I'll say it still needs a lot of work, but getting it on the road. I'm going to ride it this season, effectively, this summer, and then probably next winter, I think I might take it apart and customise it and modify it. And that'll be quite a good opportunity. Hello! I've got big plans for it. I might make another video talking about the plans for it, but I've got all sorts of customization. These are a great platform for customization, these CGs. A, because they're cheap as anything and you can get parts for them really easily while I keep wiping the rain off me. But also, just like I said, it's so simple. There's kind of like, there's nothing to go wrong on it. The side stand for this, by the way, is comically lens over. It's the side stand mounts to the foot peg assembly. The foot peg assembly is bent from a drop back when I was a kid, so it leads a raucous angle, but it's quite useful for parking on hills. Oh my god, look at that. How's that for a view? One thing I do need to do before then is the side light bulb is gone. I've got a bulb which I think will fit, but one of the screws on the underside of the headlight is broken. It's broken, but it's stripped, I can't get it out, so I need the mechanic to get that bolt out for me before it will attempt MOT, otherwise it will just fail on not having a side light. Even though the side light is pointless on this bike with how dim it is, I would have liked this to be drier. So yeah, it's one of those where the side light does absolutely sweet FA. However, it is technically part of the MOT, so it can technically fail on it, even though no one can see it anyway. It's one of those. It's a box to tick more than anything, but I'm hoping the guy will be nice about it. I'm hoping he's going to be quite nice about a lot of stuff in this bike, really, to be honest. It should pass mostly. I think I'm hoping for a pass with a couple of advisories, basically. That's kind of the level I think I'm at. Is this the left turn? Clunk, clunk, clunk. I think it is. Yes, there was a poster. I remember the poster. I've scoped this out in Google Street View, but with my memory, that doesn't tend to help much. So this big dog leg's basically going to take us back onto that road we were just on through the village before we join the tractor. And yeah, this is all just so that I can go at my own pace, and I'm not going to be holding anyone up, both for my safety, but also just I don't want to, like, you know, I don't want to be that guy who's in a 60 doing fucking 30 or doing, you know, fucking 27, 25, 23 up hills. God, it's so pretty down here though. Look at that. That was a nice little woodland walk there, maybe. You're gonna see how I've got to keep stopping for photos and stuff along the way, because there's a lot of really pretty places down here. Ooh, nice little river crossing. Old sort of abandoned-ish barn up there. Oh, we are here. We're here. We're entering. This is the back end of Lanston. Lanston. I'm not Cornish, right? I live in Cornwall. I'm not Cornish, so I want to call it Launceston. But all the locals call it Lanston. I tend to split the difference now, and I give it like Lanston. So I give it Lanstn. Fast speed run. 45, 50. It is a 5-speed, this. A lot of these early ones are only 4s, but this 1999, for all that it's simple, it has got the slightly updated gearbox. We'll just start braking a while before the corner. Thanks for that indicator left and then going straight. That's really useful. And we tuck in here. Now, the fuck are you doing? You just dithering around, you wet fart of a human? Yeah, helps if you look both ways, doesn't it? Then you don't pull out on people. Tit. Right, I'm just going to pull over here for no reason in particular, don't worry about it. 1 second, viewer. Beautiful. Take care. See ya. That is us done. That is us leaving with a fresh MOT. That is it. We're on the road. I need to do my tax when I get home. You can ride to and from the MOT station with no tax. But we're back. We're back on the road legally, officially, etc. I can't fucking believe it. Cheers, boss. Yeah, helps if you look, thank you. Fucking industrial estates, man. You gonna be nice to me? You know, whether you want to or not. I'm over the moon, man. So, that's it, it's done. It still needs work, it still needs love, but we're back on. Also, I'm going back on the big roads apparently, because I defaulted to my normal route instead of the small one, so we'll dip off a little bit later on. Hopefully the traffic's quiet right now. But yeah. 10 years between MOTs, 10 years off the road. He let me off on a couple of things. He let me off on rear foot pegs. That was something I didn't know. I'd take them off because they, you know, looked cooler without. Turns out if you have a double seat, you actually need them fitted. So we're sort of gentleman's agreement. I'm going to put them back on when we get home, which I am. But technically that should have... I'm wide open throttle here. This is why I went the back roadway, man. There we go, there's a 30 zone now, so safe. Yeah, technically you need them if you've got the capacity to carry passengers, i.e. 2 seats, you need foot pegs, which I had no idea about, so that's good to know. When I was thinking about customising this, if I want to go no foot pegs at the back, I'll have to go for a single seat as well. I still need to change the side light bulb, which we had a look at the screw. The screw is well and truly fucked, so I'm going to have to find someone to help me drill that out, which is going to be a ball ache. But we'll cross that bridge in a little bit. You don't need the side light, no one's looking at the side light, but again, he let me off for that, which is very nice. I probably shouldn't admit all this on camera, but that's you know, it's fine. He knows that I'm going to do it properly, and you know, that's the main thing. Other than that, absolutely perfect. It had one advisory, which is a slightly notchy steering at the centre. The centre light, it's a little bit of bind. Not enough to be a fail yet, but enough to be an advisory. Which I don't give a fuck about, because, you know, this bike I'm not doing performance about that. But that's crazy. It's really good. Can't say fairer than that, really, can you? So I am heading home now. I'm not going to do a big loop or, you know, celebratory ride, because as you can see, the weather is gash, and it's supposed to get worse throughout the day, so I'm going to just scurry home now. I also don't think I've got very much fuel, because I only put like 1 jerry in it when I first revived it, so no idea what sort of range I'm on, but this bike should be getting about 90 miles per gallon, and even if it's only getting 75 miles per gallon in its current slightly sick state, like, it's still incredible. Oh, what a great day. What a brilliant day. What a brilliant day. And that's it. I'm done. I need to taxi when I get home, but I'm done. I'm legal. I'm on the road. I can ride this bike whenever I want, wherever I want. Let's go back down my little scratchy back road, shall we? As fun as that was, so let's be nice about it. It's back. 10 years off the road, and it is back. And this is why I think old vehicles should be saved. And this is, you know, I had that video about like old bikes in the environment, and how an older vehicle maintained is always going to be better for the world than replacing it with a new vehicle. This is just a testament to that. Like, this bike has been sat in a shed for 10 years going absolutely nowhere. It wasn't even drained. That's what another thing I mentioned, is I thought I'd drained it, but I think at some point, probably between my Virago 535 dying and me getting the CB500, at some point I think I've probably tried to get this back on the road to you know, use again. I had a full tank of fuel, had a full tank of oil, so it's not ideal, not good conditions to store it in, but it's fine. These Hondas, these 90s Hondas, are built fantastically, other than the screws apparently. I was hoping for a pass with advisories, which is what I got, and, you know, like I say, he has let me off a couple of bits and pieces, because he's nice, and because he's, you know, trusts me to not be a prick about it, and I'm gonna be good about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna put the foot pegs back on. I'll get the side light sorted. I'm gonna, you know, I do everything by the book, really. He was quite thorough. He went round, he spun all the wheels and like held you know, lines up to the edge of them to check the wheels were straight, and, you know, he did the whole work. So he was quite involved. He didn't just slap a thing on it. He's done it properly. Oh, it's that way, isn't it? Fuck it up. Having too much fun, not paying attention. It has stuff it wants doing now, but it doesn't need anything apart from the side light and the foot pegs, like I mentioned, for the sort of legality of it. But it doesn't need anything right now. All it needs is to be ridden and to get some miles under its belt. And I cannot wait for it to start raining again, so I can. Oh, that's a nice, actually. Let's and again, like, this is exactly what I was talking about. Try this on the Magna. Turn it around, grotty surface, but this bike weighs nothing. So you can just ride it where you want, pull up where you want. But actually, I'm going to end this video here. Oh yeah. That's another thing I need to adjust, is the foot peg, so it's not quite as a raucous an angle. Let me put that on the centre, shall I? There we go. Right, I'm going to end this video here. You've seen these roads, I just came up them. You don't need to see me dicking around with photos. There it is. Honda CG125, 1999, 10 years off the road. 2013 was the last MOT on it, and it's back, and it's back, and it's on the road, and it's legal, and it's everything. And look how small it is. Look how tiny it looks on this road. It's fantastic. This made me so happy this day. Right, I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This bike's going to be back soon. The Magna's still here, obviously. There's going to be content from both of them. There'll be a third bike eventually. Bring on the good weather, bring on the summer, bring on the spring. Let's go. Thank you all for watching. Ride safe.